Raltara, what you doing here? Like the video, subscribe, hit the bell. Let's read. It was said that there were many Garuda Nasikas. It was said that many Garuda Nasikas were eaten by Tarakas. Could this be one of them? Is she still in a state where she has no proper sense of self? If I talk to her, will she understand? Slash. Okay, she dodged. Please step aside. I came here to save Shakuntala, but if you're able to, we can escape together. Now that the Garuda clan is almost annihilated, every single superior Sura is precious. There will be others willing to work together to prevent their extinction. There's Raltara. Stopped. She's stepping aside. Did she understand? Oh, thank you. Opinions among the clans are still divided, but Area Vatanim at least doesn't seem hostile towards the resurrection of Tarakafied Suras. If you haven't gone on her bad side, why don't you go out and ask for protection for a while? Even if I do so, I will be simply forgotten. Oh, okay. Boom. What? Why are you saving that? Why? Are you trying to protect the future of Gandhavra? I have ended up like this. She hits Lee's back, but I think she was unharmed because of the boots. Then Gandhavra, who drove my life all the way into this state, should be crushed even more miserably. Why does that bastard still have a chance to attain happiness? By what right? Just why? Yo! Facts! Facts! Like, no kizzy. Oh my gosh, she's speaking to me. Cook this fish. He don't deserve nothing. He don't deserve happiness. Alright, sorry. I had a moment. Just why? And then she attacks with a transcendental, I'm guessing. One last god, Kubera, story art by Kurigam. Season 3, episode 335, N20. 21. You stupid. Okay. Oh, did she take damage? I'm still conscious when my whole body is broken into pieces. There's whistling. Accessing the central node means connecting your mind to it. That's why you can hear the Rakshas's words, and sometimes your thoughts can be read too. She wasn't a Nastika, but a Rakshasa. Your body being broken here doesn't necessarily mean your physical body is. It just means your concentration has been broken due by being overwhelmed by another's anger. Are you the Taraka that appeared in front of Vayunim? Efforts to distinguish us as individuals are often meaningless. After being trapped here for billions of years, it has become quite difficult to distinguish between you and I. We all share our memories, and our forms are simply constructed based on these memories. Is this memory mine, or maybe somebody else's? When you have been fused together for so long, even those distinctions begin to blur. It's more like a hive mind consciousness of all mishmash blend. Moreover, we are no longer living beings of this universe. So in order to materialize outside the central node with a physical body, the power of the king is needed. Most lack that power and are unable to form a proper shape. There are a few opportunities to appear with an even slight resemblance to one's appearance in life. I can show you something like this, at least since this is within the central node. The true identity of the Taraka clan. Is it really you all? It was actually humans. We are different from the modern human race. We are the ancient human race that went extinct before them, the losers. If you say losers, then no, the ones you fought were the losers of the previous universe. They are supposed to wait for the next universe to begin, but there are times where they can't bear it anymore and re-emerge. Interesting. And then the administrators trying to extend the lifespan of this universe are blocking them. An example would be God Kubera, whom you know very well. Anyway, we are a different race from the losers of the previous universe. In the previous universe, we defeated them and won, but in the current universe, we were defeated by Astikas and Nastikas. And even long after our defeat, the current universe has not ended. The previous universe was less than 10,000 years old at most. The current universe has endured for so long that it's incomparable to back then. Do you have any idea how we feel being trapped here for billions of years? I I can't imagine what such an I can't imagine what such an astronomical amount of time feels like, but it must have been difficult, I think. I'm sorry that I wasn't aware until now. Then what do you think we wish for? You probably wish for the next universe to begin as soon as possible? No. There might be none among us who wish for the next universe. What? Some might have harbored that thought at first, but anyone who thought like that had all disappeared before even 1 million years had passed, much less a billion. What we want is destruction. The despair of those who trampled on us. Be it this universe or the next one, there shall be no one smiling in our place. Terrible, right? Just now we are just an amalgam of that resentment. So for an outsider entering the central node, it is very difficult to retain their own will. And so those who hold a grudge similar to ours fall even faster, just like the Garuda fighting you. Okay, she's back. I will ask you again. Why are you trying to save that thing behind you? Please go. I'm fine, really. There is a living being that needs help, and I have the ability to provide it. If there is no reason not to, then you should always help when someone is in need. You should? Absolutely yes. If you want to convince me, you'll need a good reason for why I should not save Shakuntala. You do know that Rakshasa is Gandharva's daughter, and that the number of humans slaughtered by Gandharva is astronomical? I know, but children should not be burdened by the sins of their parents. This is unfair. After doing all that, the main culprit who pushed me to this point still retains the possibility of attaining happiness. If you are the one who has pushed countless people into misery, you naturally have to pay the price for that. Millions, tens of millions, no, hundreds of millions hundreds of millions times more sins than someone like me should crush him under their weight. But he remains clean. That bastard is still free of sin. No one forgave him, but he washed away his sins. Gandharva washed away his sins? He's too clean for the acts he committed so far. Manaka, who could not tolerate Gandharva getting his punishment, took his sins upon herself until the year D675. And after Manaka's death, her daughter received them instead. Right, the very Rakshasa behind you, Shakuntala, Gandharva's absolution. A daughter created by Manaka who was about to die to take her place. In exchange for gaining the power of persuasion from her mother, she was born with the typical power of a Rakshasa. She must persuade Gandharva not to commit any more sins, and the sins she fails to prevent through persuasion are to be carried by that child instead. In short, as long as Shakuntala lives, Gandharva will be exonerated no matter what sins he commits. Starting with Kalt and N5, the sins committed during the Kubera massacre lie with Gandharva because Shakuntala was eaten by Tarakas in N5. It was only then that Gandharva's sins began to pile up properly, as there was no longer a vessel to receive them. Do you understand? Saving Shakuntala from here is like saying you will grant absolution to the slaughterer Gandharva again. Isn't this enough of a reason not to save her? Shakuntala, did you know about the absolution? No, that I didn't know. I didn't know. My mother always told me that fighting was a bad thing and that I should prevent my father from fighting. And so I just did that, and my father listened to me. Even when I was held hostage by gods, he stepped in front of them he stepped in front of their army without harming anyone. He even offered to die in my place. Even if I had the ability to take on his sins, I didn't know of any existence of any. Because the father that I know is not someone who would even think of doing something considered a sin. It is true that Kalt fell in N5. It is also true that he went around with a fellow Sura named Maruna, killing humans in the Red Sky incidents afterwards. But as they just said, that happened after you were brought here. Ganhavra will not commit any sin while his daughter was by his side, and has only sinned ever since his daughter disappeared. So you cannot hold his daughter responsible at all. I am not in a position to judge Manaka, who's said to have accepted his sins before that. But at the very least, there is no reason for me not to save this Rakshasa named Shakuntala. However, the sins Ganhavra commits after that child's revival would be... It hasn't happened yet. I cannot give up on her just because of that possibility. What are you thinking? Look at that. As expected, this was bound to fail. Even carrying all those items, she is still fine. There must be a reason she is the card being held onto by 3 administrators at the same time. Well, the good news is that she came here on her own 2 feet. Kubera leaves, you cannot leave here. In one way or another, humans cannot help but harbor similar resentments as us. As the time goes by, in the end, you too will understand us. Okay. Oh? I can hold them off for a while, so take Shakuntala and go. Are you not with them? Actually, we are not completely one either. Since I am still foolishly in love with this universe's wind. Vayu's betrothed. I was like, who is this? Who the fuck is this? Sa! Ah! Oh! Yeah, sorry, had a moment. That's crazy. I do not wish for utter despair as they do. Even if this universe is a mess, I wish for there to be hope remaining, to be continued. Alright, Kurigan's blog, Season 3, Episode 335 and 2021. My anger is stronger than your sense of justice. The results of the match here are not necessarily the same as in reality. The real world tower cannot block the black silver sword so easily. Manhwa, where the intensity of violence goes up when it's black and white. Here, the fact that the state of Lee's keeps changing with each panel is not a drawing error, but her regenerating. Of course, the real Lee doesn't regenerate like that. It's possible because it's a mental world. I'm sure I've seen this scene before. This is a nostalgic scene of Season 1, Episode 14. Ganhavra had approached violently. Agni wouldn't have returned Shakuntala so easily. This is a scene... The Kalavinka, please recommend some rice with Everland. Okay, this is like some other shit. Okay. We're gonna talk. That was good. That was really good. We gotta have a discussion, y'all. We do. Y'all be safe. Sorry about not doing this live. I'm busy. Patreon gang. I appreciate you guys as always. Thank you for the continued support. It always helps. I'm actually gonna add like a $1 tier just for those who just want to throw a little extra help to me, if y'all don't mind that. But shout out to the certified BAM lovers. That's CBL gang, CBL nation. But a bigger shout out to the priest of fire. Those are the certified Brillis lovers. They might be the real CBLs. And the huge shout out to the fifths and gods. Thank you to Zyler Scotty, Wolf General, Urek Mazzino, Sly, Simi, Scobe, Rox G, Revenant, Lazy Dragon, Big Mod Catan, Johnny Rogers, Huey, Gray, Fairs, Childish Nujabes, Agrona Vitra, and Big Abdel. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you. I moved out of the streets into a cardboard box. We're moving on up, people.